In this video, we are going to try to using the Next.js 16.3, but this is still on the preview. It's not stable for now. Let me try to see in here. As you can see, it's still on the preview. Then we're going to try to see this instant navigation. So basically, I already created that. This is the demo. Then as you can see, the instant navigation means if I click that, it's just instant. And that's super fast, right? As you can see on the favicon on the top in here, there is no loading, right? Super fast. But if I open the page on the first time, like a 40, for example, as you can see, we see this loading. But after I click that, basically the data is on the cache right now. If I click that and this one, as you can see, it's just fast. So that's what we're going to try to learn in this video. And basically, the good thing is we also have the agent skill to implement this cache component. So let's get started. I'm going to open my terminal, then running the open code. Hit enter, then inside that I'm going to running prompt to generate the brand new Next.js application. My prompt is pretty simple. Set up the new Next.js app called Instant Nav Demo using the app router and TypeScript. That's it. Hit enter. Alright, this is done. So now let's open this on the VS Code. As you can see, this project is using the Next.js 16.2. And before we update that into the 16.3, I like to just first create the pages and maybe fetch data from the API. Then we're going to try to take a look what the different, right? So I'm going to open the open code again in here. So this is my next prompt. Create a homepage that fetch a list of posts from this JSON placeholder API. Then add and display them on a list of links to /post/id. So I'm gonna paste that on my VS Code, then hit enter. Alright, it's done. So now let's running the npm run dev, then open the localhost 3000. And as you can see, this is the result. Basically, we have like 100 lists of posts right now. Then let's try to click this one and hopefully, yeah, it works. Also the detail of the page. We have this post/id, right? Let's also take a look on the code. It's basically create the post/id and then page.tsx. As you can see on this detail of the post, it's basically also make a fetch on this JSON placeholder post/id. That's what we want basically. Good, everything is fine, and this one right here is get from all the posts. So let's try to see what the exactly problem before the instant navigation, right? Because I'm using the Next.js 16.2 right now. I just want to set the network to 3G. Then as you can see, just take a look on this favicon on the top in here. It should be have like a loading, and then this home page is basically like a stay frozen couple millisecond. As you can see, if I click that, right, it frozen couple milliseconds. Then we have also the loading on the top in here. Let's try to do another post, maybe this one. I'm gonna click that. It's froze, then it show the detail, right? That's the problem basically. If you take a look in here on the blog, right, the old version is basically you click the link, nothing happened, right? The homepage is basically frozen. Then the server responds and the next page appears. And then the Next.js 16.3 with instant navigation, it gives you this experience. You click a link, instantly you see a cell of the next page with some data still loading. Then the server responds and the next page fully reveals, right? So let's try to implement the Next.js 16.3 because now this is still on the preview. So we can install that by running this npm install next add preview. So we can do that. My prompt is upgrade Next.js in this project to the preview release by running npm install next add preview. But of course, you can just running this on the terminal. But I like to just running all of this prompt. Let me try to copy it and paste that on my open code, then try to hit enter. Alright, this is done. So let's take a look on the package.json file just to make sure the Next.js now is using 16.3.0 and this is a preview version, right? It's not yet stable for now. Let's try to click. Then as you can see, yes, we still see the frozen on the home screen, also the loading on the favicon on the top, right? Now let's try to adding this one in here. Basically, we have to put the catch component to true on the next config.ts in order to using that instant navigation. Anyway, on this blog, I just found the best way to implement this instant navigation instead of just doing this manually. I like to using this agent skill in here. If you're looking to adopt catch component for the first time in the existing application, we have put together a skill you can use to have your agent walk you through the process. That's what I want. So I'm going to copy that agent. Then I also want to copy that in here, so you can see the prompt that I use for this project. Then I'm gonna paste that to my open code, then hit enter. And let's try to see what will happen right now. All right, this is done. So let's take a look what we get right now. Basically, we have this opencode.json file. This is the skill, right? Then also I'm gonna open the, let me try to open the next config. And as you can see, the catch component now is true. Great. And also on the app then page in here, we also have this instant to false. As you can see, we have this to do, refactor this route so this opt-out can be removed. So anyway, I'm going to try to open my open code again and then try to running this prompt right now. Using the catch component adoption skill, continue adopting the remaining route one by one. So it's going to be implement the instant navigation to all road. All right, this is done. So let's take a look what changed on the code. I'm going to open the page first, and as you can see, now we have this get post function. Then inside that we have the use catch, right? Running the catch live to hours and then running this fetch, then return the response and then running that inside the home component. That's it. And then also the page of the post detail. And again, we have the get post function outside the component. Then yes, we have the use catch live, then make a fetch. Now let's try to running the npm run dev. Then let's try to see on the browser. Then I'm gonna try to click that. Then as you can see, we still see the loading on the favicon and also the frozen happen on the home page as well. I think we have to running that on the npm run build, then npm star. Basically, it represents the production, right? So I'm gonna try to do that. So let's say npm run build. And then as you can see, the catch component is enabled, right? Cool. Then after that, we have to running npm star to have the production view, right? npm star. All right, so let's try here. I'm gonna click the post one in here, click that. Then as you can see, it feels super fast. Then also we see the loading, right? That's really fast. If you take a look on the code, basically we have this span to show the loading post tags on the fallback in here. So let's try to open another thing. So basically, if I on the first time open the post, for example, the 16, we still have like a loading on favicon, but after that, as you can see, if I click that again, there's no loading, right? This is so fast. But remember, I still use the 3G right now. So let's try to do no. Then as you can see, of course, now it's super fast.